हेलो गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू आवर चैनल रिएक्टर। सो यार कैसे आप सब लोग, हम हाजिर हैं एक और वीडियो के साथ। तो यार आज की जो वीडियो है वो हमने पीछे एक रिव्यू वीडियो की थी। ओला स्कूटर, इलेक्ट्रिक स्कूटर है जो, उसके ऊपर वीडियो की थी। एक शानदार स्कूटर था वो। तो आज उसके नीचे ही कमेंट आया हुआ था कि भाई रिवर इंडी या ये रिवर है या राइवर है, तो इस स्कूटर के ऊपर भी रिएक्ट करो। ये भी इलेक्ट्रिक स्कूटर है, तो आज इसका रिव्यू करने वाले हैं। तो आज की वीडियो इसी के ऊपर है। इसकी जो ओरिजिनल वीडियो है उसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में है, आप जाके इसकी वीडियो चेक कर सकते हैं। अभी हम अपनी वीडियो को पहले देख लेते हैं, उसके बाद फिर आके बात करते हैं कि भाई इसके अंदर और ओला के अंदर क्या बेसिकली फ़र्क था और कौन सा स्कूटर ज़्यादा अच्छा है। तो अगर आपने चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो चैनल को अभी सब्सक्राइब कर दें और वीडियो लाइक भी कर दें।
इंस्टाग्राम लिंक्स भी हैं डिस्क्रिप्शन में, वो उनको भी फॉलो करें।
कर लें यार, आपकी मर्जी है। और कमेंट सेक्शन में कमेंट भी कर दिया करें। मेहरबानी। लेट्स स्टार्ट।
We're in Bangalore for the launch of another EV startup, and it's called River. The scooter is called the Indy. Now, if you're wondering why you haven't heard of them, well, that's because the company did not want to create any hype until it thought that the time was right, and that in itself is a good first start. So, who is River? Well, the company was started in March 2021 by two ex-ultraviolet employees. They've been working at this scooter, and in just less than 2 years, in fact, they have this thing ready. Now, under normal circumstances, to create a brand new scooter in less than 2 years is quite a stretch. But today's startup EV ecosystem is very different to what it was once 5 years ago. For example, there's now a lot more knowledge and skill in the market. The supply chains have improved, and you can make something like this quicker. So, what is this scooter all about? River calls this the SUV of scooters. They're trying to differentiate it by saying that it is an aspirational product, but also utilitarian driven. Starting with utility, this is the first electric scooter that gets 14-inch wheels at both ends, and it comes with these chunky tires. 120 section at both ends, although this might become a 110 section by the time the scooter goes on sale. When it goes on sale, we'll get to in a bit. You've got a telescopic fork at front, 2 shock absorbers at the back. It is a big, rugged scooter. Now, what gives it this sense of size and mass is the front end. You have a really large headlamp here, twin LED elements in the front. It is quite a unique looking thing. And unlike most scooters in India, there's no cowl up front. It's just the display here. The company will sell you a little accessory visor. There are quite a few accessories, and I think that visor makes it look a bit nicer. If you come over here, more interesting elements are a motorcycle style clip-on handlebars, very nice switch gear, and you have an LCD display. This is not a TFT, it's not touchscreen, it's a segmented color LCD. And the company tells us that by the time the scooters go on sale, the layout will change a little, but it is mostly quite the same. The big party trick though is the fact that this scooter has massive boot space. In here is over 40 liters of boot space. That's bigger than the Ola. Now, unlike the Ola that is flat, this one slopes further downwards, but it's much deeper than the Ola. You can get a full face helmet in here and a half face helmet at the back. The company will also sell partitions for the rear, so you can get different accessories in terms of how you want to arrange the space. You also have a 12-liter storage space in the front. Combined, that means the scooter has more space than anything else on the market. Now, the good news, especially for me, is that if you're a tall rider, you fit on the River quite well. I don't have any issue with the handlebar touching my knees. The floorboard is at a decent height, even though the battery pack is underneath there. The ergonomics are done very well. Now, let's talk about the chassis. This is a tubular chassis, tubular steel chassis. Like I said, the battery pack is down here. You've got a mid-mounted motor that sends power to the rear wheel by a belt drive. What's interesting is that the company has used a cast aluminum swing arm, and that looks really nice. In fact, the overall look and finish of this bike is quite nice, especially for the fact that this is a pre-production vehicle. Other interesting elements are that the rider gets removable foot pegs here if you want to stick your legs out. You can also get an accessory that closes off this area so you can store things on the floorboard. These are designed to protect the scooter in case there's a fall. And these are designed to put accessory panniers onto the scooter. If you don't like the look of this, you can pull them off and put a blank plastic cap over there. So in terms of performance, you get an electric motor that has a peak output of 6.7 kilowatts, and the battery pack is 4 kilowatt hours. The company claims a top speed of 90 and a range of 120 kilometers, and that is a real world range that they say you will get in eco mode. There are 3 modes. Eco mode caps the top speed to 55 kilometers per hour, which is still quite usable, whereas the other 2 let you get to the top speed of 90 kilometers per hour. Overall, this sort of performance seems in the ballpark of the Ather 450X, but I think this scooter will give you more range. Now, the company is going to produce this scooter at its facility, which is coming up outside Bangalore in a place called Hoskote. They have a plant that has a capacity of 1 lakh units per year, and they say the customer deliveries will start in August this year, which is 6 months down the road. The scooter has been priced at 1.25 lakh rupees ex-showroom, and that is a very competitive price. We don't know how long it will last, but for what you're getting here, that's a really good price. Initial sales will begin in Bengaluru, and they say maybe 3 to 5 cities this year, but 2024 will have up to 50 different cities. The scooters will be sold by a traditional dealership model, and based on what I've seen right now, this is a really interesting looking product. It looks larger than most scooters out there. It seems to be very comfortable, it seems to be very practical, it has good range and the promise of good performance. There is a lot to look forward to here, and I think we'll be riding it in a couple of months' time. So look out for that review.
ओला
मुझे तो ओला ही पसंद है।
मुझे भी ओला पसंद है।
उसके अंदर जो फंक्शंस है ना भाई,
ओला के अंदर काफी ज्यादा फंक्शंस है, और इसकी तो रेंज भी मेरा ख्याल है नहीं बताई कि ये
120
तो ओला भी इतनी क्लेम करवा रही है, लेकिन उन्होंने कहा था कि वो क्लेम कर नहीं रही, 90 तक कर रही है शायद। तो अभी ये मेरा ख्याल है मार्केट में आया नहीं है। आप हमें कमेंट सेक्शन में बताएं कि ये मार्केट में आ गया या नहीं। मेरा ख्याल है कि अभी नहीं आया है।
क्या है उसने,
तो वो 2023 की वीडियो है ना,
23 की है तो
हाँ, तो अभी नहीं आया। तो मार्केट में आएगा तो फिर ही पता चलेगा कि क्या रेंज है इसकी। लेकिन ओला मेरा ख्याल है इससे काफी ज्यादा बेहतर था।
उसमें पासवर्ड
वो एक डिसेंट लुक थी, और वो काफी प्यारा था, उसके फीचर्स बहुत ज्यादा प्यारे थे। तो आप कमेंट सेक्शन में बताएं कि आपको कौन सा स्कूटर ज्यादा पसंद आया। अभी हम अपनी वीडियो को करते खत्म। अगर आपको वीडियो पसंद आई हो तो वीडियो को लाइक कर दें और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दें। हम मिलते हैं आपसे अगली वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए अपना ख्याल रखें।